Okay, so I guess I'm ready. I hope you guys are ready. So let's get this show on the road. Hi, you guys. Welcome back. As you know, I was here still working on the Rijksmuseum, and we're going to continue that today. Although I'm thinking maybe to have a little step out and maybe do another thing also, just so I'm not always working on the same kind of thing. It's not that I don't want to finish this Rijksmuseum, of course I do, but sometimes it's also helping to make something else every now and then. So, yeah, let's see how far we get here today. Last time I was working on the outline of that building here on the side, and of course we will gonna need a lot of detailing in the rest of the building. So, um, I for sure am not done yet with this building. Probably even if I stream everything, that would be probably like 3, 4 more streams, maybe even more. I don't know. Um, I'm just doing my best, as you guys know, and it's not so fast as some streamers might do this, especially some pixel artist streamers. But yeah, I'm doing what I can. Just to check, because I know the Captain Coder, you sometimes cannot hear me properly. Is this good at the moment? Can you hear me properly? So I did do an audio test, so I wanted to make sure that this time it's good. Thanks. That's great to hear. That's what I wanted to know. Anyway, um, nice. Kind of wondering what I will do with the side of this building, as in color-wise. So that's been bugging me for the last couple of days that I wasn't streaming this. I wanted to already figure out how to do it. I just couldn't. You know how that goes. That sometimes you have something in your head, you really want to do this properly, and for some reason you cannot get it through your head how to actually do it. Um, so yeah, um, I know there's gonna be a lot of colors that I need. I also want them darker, but I don't know how much darker. That is that is something that. Hey, thank you for the raid, Melted Monster Games. That is awesome. Thank you. I've never been raided before, as far as I know. So that is cool. And hello, Mono NZ and Creative Pepper for joining in also. Super nice that you guys are here. Yeah, as you can tell, it puts a smile on my face. I've never been raided in my life, so this is a first. I'm very happy about that. Would you guys like some introduction first? Because you guys are all new. You've not been in my stream before, so uh, yeah, that's no problem. Melted Monster Games. Of course, when you have just been streaming for a while, of course you need to do your other things as well. It's fine. I'll see you some other time. You're very welcome anytime. Just like the Captain Coder always says in his streams, everybody's always welcome to come back. And yeah, well, for the other guys or gals, I have no clue. Of course, it doesn't say it when you come in if you're a guy or a gal. Or something in between, which is also fine. You can choose yourself what you want to be. This is the building that I'm making. This is the Rijksmuseum in the Netherlands. Just to show you a little bit, I will turn off all the other stuff because this is basically a actual building drawing of the Rijksmuseum from, I think it was 1800s somewhere. So it's actually the building that I'm creating, which helps. I didn't have a reference material before, so I couldn't see what I was doing, and it was kind of stupid, of course. But I was actually already quite well on the right track. And now I've been adding details slowly. I'm trying to put them all on their own separate layers so I can have a better way of understanding how to do it. And there's several other things that I will learn later. I learned today, for example, that if I am in a layer and I choose here, I can start with shading and choose different colors to do shading inside of that layer. I never knew that before. And yeah, so this building is huge, but I want it to really be in my game because if you're saying you're doing a level about Amsterdam, it better have the Rijksmuseum. It's the most famous museum of the Netherlands, and also, of course, of Amsterdam. And it's on a square where you also have the Van Gogh Museum and a huge field behind it, and it's really very nice. Um, so um, this building, daunting as it may be, it has to be in my game. I cannot let it not be there. But before I'm done with this, that takes time. But yeah, as you can see, and I talked a bit about that in my previous stream, uh, the building is a little not straight on the drawing, so there's some things that are not on the same line, and yeah, I'm kind of autistic in that. It has to be on straight lines in my game. Although maybe it would have even worked better if I don't, because of course, when you're standing in front of that, there's no way you can see everything from the front. But on the other hand, I don't know how I would do it, because if I move from the left to the right, I will continuously see another part, not from the front. So that is something that I at the moment don't know yet how to do. On the other hand, I think it's going to be deep enough in the distance that people will not be able to tell if you see a part from the left or straight from the front or from the right. I don't know yet, but this is a big one. And as you can see on the right bottom corner of my stream, at least you guys see that. I don't see that, of course, because I'm just having my A sprite open. You would see my idle animation of my main character. This is my main character Gaia, based on my daughter. She's actually 4 years old at this moment, turning 5 in a while. And I wanted to make a game based on her because of my love for Greek mythology, and that's also, of course, the reason I named her Gaia. Well, we named her Gaia because you don't make a decision of that magnitude on your own. But yeah, one day I got a message that Gaia was waiting together with my wife for me, so that was obviously awesome. Then I knew the name was set, and yeah, in the beginning she didn't even know that I was doing this, that I was making a game about her. Um, and one day I was, and I can show you that house also. I was building the first house for the game, this one, and she saw me doing something, and I was zoomed in like almost like here, like something like this, and she was like, "What is that, Papa? What am I looking at? What are all those little blocks?" So I said, "That's a building. That's a building for a game I'm making. A game? Yeah, a game about you. Hmm? You're building a game about me. So, but what does it look like?" So I zoomed out, and she was like, "But then I want this top has to be pink, and there has to be orange, and and there will have to be also buildings that are purple." And she's cute, and she started to get a little bit like demanding. You have to do this because that's my favorite color. And yeah, I was like, actually, when I was doing that, I was like, okay, it's got a point. It's a game about her. Makes sense that she got a say in it. So yeah, um, not everything is gonna be influenced, of course, by her, because I also want to put in my own vision. But things like colors and the fact that she is a character in a little bit of a purple dress, that's also because, of course, one of her favorite colors, and she wears a lot, is purple. So, um, yeah. Um, Let me see. I was building here, and yeah, I'll first go for the basic structure of this building. So that also means that this tower will have to come on, and after that, I will see about the rest of it. I'm not at the correct color, I think, at the moment, so I need to go to that one. And from, let me see, here, I think I will go up. And because we're not exactly on the same space as we were on this drawing, I will go a little bit more like started here, I would say. Maybe this actually works. Let me see. And for those who have seen me do pixel art before, and I tell you every time, and I will keep telling this every time. I'm not a pixel art artist. I do what I can, but I've never learned how to do this. So this is all basically just winging it. That's all I can do. Um, there's plenty of different ways, and probably tons of better ways to do this stuff. And I don't know how they are, but I am trying to create my buildings as good as I can. Hey, Shadiest Code, welcome here. Glad to see you. Uh, I know I visited you last week, right? Good to see you also in my stream. Yeah, I'm at the moment trying to build the Rijksmuseum, which is a huge building here. So I'm trying to make this at least outline-wise ready, so I can start to, as you say, use it in the game. And this is the probably the biggest structure I will have in this game. Um, quite sure, actually. I will show you one of the other ones that I also have, not the bakery that I just showed, but I will show you the drawbridge that I have. No, not that one. Where is it? Home. Doop, 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 doop. There you go. This drawbridge is made out of different elements. So, yeah, of course, you have the left and the right side, but you also have moving parts. And that's on both sides as well, of course. And what I did here, basically, I just tested it out with having my player in there. I know that the parts here are going to be moving, they're going to open up. And that is needed for the mechanic of the player to learn to jump. Not that I find it usually pretty hard in those games, but still, it's like the halfly mandatory tutorial level. People need to learn how to jump right. So, yeah, the game is going to be a 2D game. It's a 2D pixel art platformer. Set the first level in Amsterdam, second level and beyond. Going to go to Greek mythology. I have 10 levels that I've written out that I want to make with different gods that she's going to meet in the Greek mythology. Um, Obviously, pulled in there by the goddess Gaia herself, because she's going to have to help her. So, yeah, it's all. And I have played Celeste. Celeste is awesome. Um, the only thing that I will not want to do is create the same kind of gameplay as Celeste. First of all, so I probably cannot beat the way they make that game. Second of all, I don't think I want to make a precision platformer, because that's basically what it is, a precision platformer. You have everything at exactly the right moment so you can actually make it. But I want to make this game available and playable by people who have disabilities as well, and I don't think they can play Celeste. But I'm not 100% sure, of course. I have not heard of blind players and players with disabilities that they, for example, can only press one or two buttons, that they are able to play Celeste. I think that's going to be quite impossible, at least the way I know Celeste. But, I could be wrong. Yeah, the first half maybe, yes. Although I must admit I probably suck because I couldn't get very far. But I do like the game a lot. Um, but yeah, for making it playable for at least a blind person, I think that's nigh on impossible, because they would have to have sound indication exactly on the moment that they jump or something. Um, yeah, that I think that, well, you can probably do it, but you're gonna go nuts trying to do it. So yeah, I'm going to go back to my Rijksmuseum, and if you haven't seen it yet, that is this kind of canvas. It's insanely big. Everybody tells me also it is very very big. It's massive. It's 1792 by 1024, which in pixel art terms I think is bigger than most people do. But then again, I'm crazy, so why not, right? You don't have to be doing what everybody does. I will do whatever I want to do, and if it fits, it fits. And if I cannot make it happen, then at least I give it a good shot. That's how I look at it, at least. My preview window is usually in the way, though. I don't know how other people handle that, but I find it to be in the way a lot of times. And I also kind of very much follow a lot of other pixel artists like Adam C. Eunice, if you know him. Um, yeah, 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 oh yeah, for sure. Shadiest, you're completely right. It's gonna have a lot of stuff still. This is just basically first me drawing all the outlines, drawing in the windows, drawing in everything that is supposed to be there. Then I'm gonna do tiles and some shading and making sure that you actually have an idea that there's a building there and not just a piece of paper. Because I don't want it to be flat, flat. Uh, the same. Well, I'm gonna have to go back to my bakery anyway. Same as my bakery, basically, where you can, yeah, definitely see some shading and some um, a little bit more of a feeling that this is actually a building. So yeah, of course, this file is basically way too big to do everything at once. I wish I could, but I can't. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna have to do it in phases. I've been streaming about this one for I don't know, uh, 4 streams, 5 streams, 5 streams, right? For the people who follow me, they probably know that. You can also look it back, of course, on my profile, but I do not know it from the top of my head. But I have had a few already. So I'm now at least doing the outline of the tower. And if you think, hey, you're completely next to where you're supposed to be, no, I'm not. Because this tower was also not exactly straight. The rest of it was also not straight. For example, this building, if I do it the way it is on the drawing, I would have to stick it out until here, but I didn't because that was not symmetrical with the rest of the building. Um, and I like symmetrical. I may be a bit of a nerd that way, but yeah, that's how it is. And now I'm trying to basically create the shapes first of these towers, and because this is in the background, this is a bit more dark than the other one. So, for example, this is all or light dark. Basically, this is a white outline, whiter outline. This is going to be a bit more gray. Has also gonna will also have more shadow to it. So that part of the tower is going to be darker, and because of the fact that everything is behind what you're seeing. So hopefully that will make sense in the end when I'm doing it. I might change the colors 5 more times, but from what I've heard, the colors that I have so far of this building are pretty good. People seem to like the color combination, and that is of course what I'm trying to go for. So if people like it, then hopefully in the end they will like to play the game also. Okay, where was I? So first of all, this is just the outline of the building. Um, from what I saw in this drawing, and I will turn off my building basics here for a bit, seems to come in a little bit and then go out a little. So I think it might just go like this, and then from there it will go out. Not much, just a little. And basically I can follow the contour of the shape that was already there, but I just have to move it a little bit to make sure it still fits with what I have in mind. Good sign. Yeah, thank you. And let's see. But yeah, some people value symmetry more than others. I'm one of those people who is really keen on it because, yeah, I cannot really. I couldn't stand it at first when I was looking at it and it was not symmetrical. I was like, that's not correct. I cannot have that. And I will not have this, by the way, either, but I will just do it like this first and then take out these so it has a little bit more of a round feeling to it. Don't want it to be too straight. You should have seen me on my first streams, by the way. I was terrible at using the correct tool. I was constantly going wrong, and then somebody said, "Yeah, you should use the line tool for this." I'm like, the line tool, and then I tried the line tool. And I was not happy with using the line tool, um, even though I'm sure it's handy, especially for people who know what they're doing in Sprite. For me, Sprite is still how do you say that? It has its purpose, and it's definitely not my biggest friend yet in some parts. But I think I'm learning and I'm getting the hang of it. That's the most important part for me. So in the end, I will have this down, and we'll understand how it works. And one thing I'm terrible at is scrolling when I don't want my view to just go somewhere else. Somehow it seems like I go back to the tower as it was. Yes, I'm using a mouse, and that makes it also a little bit harder. I wish I had the money for a drawing tablet, but that's one of the things that I put on my wish list for if anyone ever wants to donate to me, because I don't think I can keep doing this forever with a mouse. I'm managing so far, but it's far from easy. Oh, there was a hole there. There was not supposed to be a hole there. Um, this is hard to see on this drawing, really. Maybe when I zoom out. Sometimes zooming out is better to see what is going on there. So I think from what I'm seeing, it's basically still straight until here, then going out. And I will do it like this. And there's the funny thing about this building is that apparently on the right, there's quite a difference from what there's on the left. We on my first tablet was like $70. It was A4 sized without the screen, but with like 12 buttons, I think. Yeah, that sounds like I like something I might have a look at. Um, I did say in my earlier streams, and I still mean it. I don't think I should put money into making this stuff if it doesn't bring me money back. Not because I'm a cheap ass, but I have a family to support. I'm the one who makes the money, so yeah, I don't think it's fair to them if I spend money on things that I should buy them food or whatever for. So at least for now, I'm not spending a dime on this. Well, some would call this a hobby, maybe. I think it's getting a little bit more than that at the moment. I really like doing this. But yeah, if this can become what I want, then the first level should become a demo that I can actually let people play. And based on that, I want to also create a Kickstarter campaign. Maybe the streaming can bring me some money. It can just be small things, you know. It doesn't have to be like one hundreds of dollars at the month. I don't expect that to happen. Just yeah, anything that will fund itself can be used. That's basically what I will do. And yeah, there's always wish. I think everybody has a wish list. If you don't, then maybe you're just denying it for yourself. So far, I don't know. Um, we all want things. Um, for me, what I want the most is that this is becoming something that people like, people want to follow, and um, that they hopefully will have a good time playing later as well. Because that is the goal, and that's why I'm also making it available for people with disabilities. I had a very, very, very nice interview with a guy called Victor Dima. And if I have his last name wrong, I'm sorry in advance, Victor. But he's a blind game journalist, and that sparked my interest immediately. I was like, blind game journalist? How do you do that? So, how are you gonna review a game if you cannot see what you're doing? And then he basically explained to me um, what it is that he does and how he does it. That he wasn't always blind. He used to have sight just like you and me. Um, and he explained how easy, let's face it, I don't think it's easy. But how easy it was, according to him, to just make a game like that available to everyone. Um, and from that moment on, I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to try at least, because why not, right? And I see that my camera just stopped with it, so I'm gonna put it back. Oh, I don't, you don't want to see the wall. That's not interesting. There I am. Please stay standing. Please stay standing, damn phone. I use my phone as a camera, so it fell down. Hi. I didn't realize it was gone. I hadn't noticed. Sorry for that. Usually I pay attention to that, but this time I just didn't see it. So I am gonna create this part and put this more to the middle and make it twice. I think that it will look more or less good. Basically, also because in the end you will not be able to see it from that far, all the super details. But I mean, it's detailed, and if I turn off the reference layer, I think the tower is it's okay. It's not perfect. It's got some flaws for sure, but that's more for later. It's just the outline needs to be there, and from that we can start filling in stuff. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that so far. Um, so we also have a building on the other side which needs an outline. Almost say that this has been cropped just a little bit too much because I don't have more on the left. Uh, okay, I'm lucky. It just fits, but only just. Yeah, well, I did that too, and I can tell you that if I do that, then my vision has to go that way to be looking at you guys. And one of the things that was told to me was by somebody who's actually not blind but deaf, and me being one who wants to make my game available to everyone. He basically told me it's very nice that you stream and everything, but at that time was just my microphone. It had a light on, and that light was in front of my mouth. He couldn't see what I was saying, basically. And then it was dawning to me like, okay, so if you want to understand what I'm doing, he needs to be able to lip read me. And if he cannot see my face properly, he cannot lip read. So he doesn't know what I'm saying. And I still will need to look into, and I will look into a plugin that you can have in OBS for doing subtitles live on stream. And that is something that I will add later. But I'm doing small steps every time. I'm fixing things. I mean, 2 streams ago, I didn't have a follower subscriber donation bar. I didn't have my logo in there. Um, this stream is the first time that I have my idle animation of my main character in there, and I'm getting more and more into how this works because streaming was all super new for me. I had never done it before until 2 months ago, roughly. I guess even less. Yeah, there is a plugin for it. I know. I've read about it. Also saw that there were some people who say it's not always very good, which I can imagine. There's some words that it must interpret different. It's all fine. I mean, I don't care. The most important part, of course, is that the basics or the most important parts are going to be understandable for somebody who cannot see or hear what I'm saying. So those kind of things are what keep me busy. And yeah, this is 2 months work basically. Um, it's It's gonna take probably a couple of years before I'm done with this, but it is so far a few months, especially the streaming part. I mean, I've been streaming now for 1.5, maybe 2 months, and keep improving a little bit time after time. I had some technical difficulties every now and then. The Captain Coder helped me with that, for example. Told me how to set up my OBS a bit better, but at that time I just had to revert back a little bit. So I went for once to my my old Twitch studio again, because at least I knew how that worked. So yeah, um, technical difficulties stopped me in the beginning, but I think I'm starting to get the hang of it, and more people are coming back, and they seem to like what I'm doing. So that's also for me an indication that I should not stop. Um, I told my wife also that I'm doing this not just because I get a kick out of people watching when I'm doing this, but it's like I can explain to the people who are watching what I want to do, and that makes it clearer for me also. Yeah, I also have some audio filters on it. Yes, what was it? I don't remember. There was two on it. Also something that Captain Coder explained to me. So again, the Captain Coder, who's absolutely the coolest guy on entire Twitch, I would say. Thank you for explaining that to me. I think it helped a lot, and I had to figure out how to use my headset basically also. Um, Before I put the headset in my neck because I didn't want to get distracted and might want to hear my kids when they try to sleep. But since I put it on my head, everything is working a lot better. Uh, It was not noise gate and noise reduction. It was more for gaining the audio because it was a bit too low. The Captain Coder basically couldn't hear me unless he put his volume like super high. We don't want that to happen. We want people to be able to enjoy it. So I changed everything, and now we're back to actually going for what counts for me, right? To actually be streaming and talking to you guys about it. And I hope that it keeps being entertaining. Because that's all we want, right? To have an entertaining stream. I'm not the Captain Coder. I cannot sing for you guys. Well, I could, but you guys would all run away screaming in fear, and I wouldn't be able to say anything bad about that because really my singing is horrible. No, you don't want that. Really, really, Shadiest Goat. Really, don't ask that about me. No, don't ask that for yourself. You know, I don't want to scare you guys away. I need to put the average viewers up, not down. So I'm trying to actually get to affiliate. I'm pretty close. I have the followers. I just don't have the average viewers yet. So if I start singing to them in my scarecrow voice, then I don't think they come back ever. No, I won't. I will not. You almost got me to do the stretching thing last time. It was already bad enough. Not that I don't like stretching. I think stretching is very important and I do it daily, but not on the stream. Not on the stream, you guys. You almost tricked me there. Let the hate flow through me. I do not hate, really, the Captain Coder. I cannot stress enough that I cannot hate. I really don't hate. I don't think I hate anyone, even people who might deserve it. Um, I just don't love them as much, but that doesn't mean I hate them. I don't have hatred in my body. That's better. Had to cough for a second, so I muted myself a little bit. And everyone I speak to about doing pixel art, they're like, "You're not doing seriously that big a canvas, are you?" I say, "Yes, I am." But that is huge. That is even big for people who do pixel art all the time. I say, yeah, I guess so, and I get it, and um, maybe it's stupid of me, but I feel that this has to be this big. It's as you can see from the idle image that I have of my daughter. It's already 64 by 64 pixels. This is not a small persona either. So if my character is 64 pixels by 64 pixels, I cannot create a museum that's 320 by 124 or something. Cannot do that. That basically doesn't go. Yeah, 64 by 64, and I know it is a lot. It is, but I must admit that the initial design of my character was not done by me. Um, I said how I wanted it though, but it was a very talented young man from Australia, 17 years old. He has not been able to make it to my stream because since he worked on making the earliest design, he had to stop doing this. Not because he wanted to. He also said like I would have loved to keep going because he really sees what I want to do and really wants to be a part of it. But he just yeah he's 17 years old. He got out of school and wanted to get to a real job and um, and did so. No, I know. I know I could have scaled it up, but with all these details in this building, I don't think I would have gotten away with it doing it 128 by 128. But then again, that might also be my inexperience as a pixel artist. Um, who knows? I'm learning, like I say many times, on the go and doing what I think works, which not may not be really the best thing, but yeah. Yeah, so 128 by 128 will not work for sure. Anyway, um, I think it doesn't really matter. In the end, what I want is to have a pretty looking building, and I want to preferably downscale it instead of upscale. So I would prefer it if I have it bigger and then don't need it that big, and I can always go down, which is usually I think easier. Um, yeah, exactly. So I've been going so far for everything highly detailed. Hey, top notch sweet roll. I hope I pronounce your name correctly. Welcome to the chat. Charlie Jacko. I don't know that smiley. I haven't seen it before, but it looks like a Halloween thingy, right? Thank you, top notch sweet roll. I'm doing my best from my limited knowledge of making pixel art. The first time I actually streamed doing pixel art was really laughable for people most likely. Um, I didn't know which tool to use, so well, I still don't know basically because everybody keep telling me I should use the line tool for what I'm doing, but I'm stubborn like that, so I don't use the line tool, but the pencil tool, and then just click one side and then the other side and create a straight line. People say I should use the line tool and then click and hold. I don't know. Maybe I just like to work the other way around, or it's just because I at the moment know that it's something I started with. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. I think it's just what works best for me. Um, and yeah, it is what it is, right? And I'm realizing right now I did a big boo boo, but yeah, that is something I do all the time as well. So I think I can fix that pretty fast. I did it on the wrong layer again because I did it on the building basics, and that's not where it should be, but it should be there. Most things I can probably do pretty easily this way, so I'm not too worried. But you know, if I have to correct this later, I probably will not be very happy with myself. So let me do this. No, and then that didn't work out the way I had it planned. And I know why. Oh well. It's okay, just move it up. I should put a waiting music sometimes in my stream because these kind of things don't go very fast. Anyway, it's almost there. There we go. Now it's back to where it's supposed to be. I can lower my music enough to hear you over it well. What kind of music do you have on? Yeah, just background music in general. Yeah, that should be something. That's what I also said at the beginning of my stream, but that's because I had a waiting screen. Uh, that's one of the next things I should look into. I've only been streaming shortly, so I need to learn how that works. Turn on music in it. Bush from Machine Head. I think that's a pretty good song, though. I don't know if you want to hear me over that anyway. I don't think I would. I might prefer to have Machine Head over that, but that's maybe because I love that kind of music. Let me see where I was. That was okay. Now the other side has to also probably do that. At least I don't know if I was on the correct layer when I was drawing that one. So let me check quickly by turning off the. That was so far looked like most of it was on the correct layer, except for the top. Okay, that's okay because the top is easier to select, so it's fine with me. So let's just. I think it was only this part. That was already there last time, so that's it. Let me see. So top notch sweet roll, you cannot hear my voice, or it's just the music that is super loud. Because it's also part of my stream. People know me for being not too loud. I speak rather softly, and I do that for a reason, basically, also because my kids are sleeping one floor below me. So if I start screaming my stream, it would be quite unpractical for me because I think my kids would probably wake up. So probably since this tower will have to start somewhere, I have to draw this line a little further. And if you're thinking, are you drawing over that thing again? That's true, I am, but it's a background layer, so you will not see it later. So it will be all fine. And I probably just want to have like a copy of this side, basically. So there. I think I went a little too far with this side. Not sure if I like it yet, but let me see. There are two lines there, yeah. It's a little different. More like that. And then what I did was 4 to this right, so start here. I go up to the top. And I want next to it. this one. Go from here. Especially with such a big piece for me, that the scrolling part is hard. I sometimes really am struggling to see where I'm supposed to put my mouse. I think the other one is gonna go there. Mhm. So before I would be, for example, filling up a space and then forget that I was filling up a space, and then I would click somewhere, and then my entire canvas would be suddenly gray. Like, no, no, that was not what I wanted. Okay, Control Z, start again. Um, that is that would happen to me in my first streams, like, often. But I guess that's also normal. You learn your tool, and when you start to get well, better at it, then it's not such a big issue anymore. You just you figure out what to do, and it just doesn't go wrong. But yeah, this will, like somebody said before, this will have some shading for sure, uh, before it's done. Not 100% sure I like the ending here at the moment. I don't think I do. Maybe more like that. But for that, I need to turn off the reference layer. No, it's not nice. Just explain to everyone I'm into symmetry, and then I make it totally not symmetrical. I'm not a man of my word, right? I think I can make it a bit better. So this is 4. Yep, that is 4, so that's correct. Yeah, good question. Because I still don't know how to use that tool. And I've seen, for example, Adam C. Eunice, who I follow, use that a lot. Um, it looks very easy to do that, but yeah, uh, I still I still am not proficient enough with that to actually start using it myself. I need to figure out how to do it, basically. But that's the thing. I will get there. Don't worry. And one day you say like, yeah, you're very efficient with your tools. You know how to use the symmetry tool. And right now I would say, no, I'm not. And everybody who looks at me knows that I'm not. So that's fine. It was also a case of misclicking the tool. So yeah, it should go until here. And then the bottom one was one less. And from what I can tell, shadiest, this is A Sprite. From what I can tell, shadiest, I think you're much more proficient with pixel art than I am, which is fine. I'm still learning, and I'm not feeling bad that I don't know everything. Basically, everybody has to learn somewhere, right? And there's tools that I will probably use in the future that I do not know yet how to use. But once I get more proficient, I will use them too. So sometimes I look for fun at the stream chat, how many people are in there, and I have to really shake my head a little bit to really realize that there's a nice amount of people in there today. I'm very happy with that. some of you already know this, but I'm trying to get to the affiliate status, which is for the people who are doing Twitch themselves. I'm pretty sure you know what that means. Things will just start to open up a little bit, and I can just do more than I can do now. Uh, and yeah, that's definitely a bonus. It's not the most important thing, because the most important thing to me still is that people are enjoying the stream and having fun being here, um, talking to me or looking at me. I mean, it's an exhibitionism thing, right? People are watching you, so it's more or less what it is. But the most daunting part about this is not so much the software. I mean, the software, it's not fighting me really. It's just something I'm not perfect in yet. But this building itself, it just is so big, and I'm not feeling regrets or anything that I tried to make this building. I mean, it is what it is. I like building these kind of detailed things because it also gives me a sense of accomplishment, I guess, to actually start doing this and then get a result that I can actually not hate. So, and yeah, from here on out, I'm basically giving myself a little bit of artistic freedom. It doesn't have to be exactly the same as what I see here on the drawing, just close to it. It will have shading, like you said before. So once the shading is in, then it starts to become alive, I would say. It will have an identity of its own, and that's what I really want. If there's any questions you guys have anyway about the game or about why I chose Amsterdam, for example, feel free to ask me. I'm always happy to answer any questions you might have. I think it's always nice if people are interested that I can answer some questions for them. So don't be afraid to ask me anything. There's no such thing as a dumb question. Well, that's not entirely true. There are dumb questions. Dumb questions are the ones that you have, but you never asked. That's a dumb question. Hey there, Melted Monster Games, you're back. I thought you wouldn't be able to come here anymore. Well, good that you're back. We've progressed a little bit, but basically it's outlining so far, so uh, you haven't missed that much, maybe. I'm doing my best to recreate this museum, and um, it's really a daunting project, but yeah, daunting never stopped me from doing anything, so it will definitely also not stop me from making this. Uh, what it definitely will need, and it's something that was also said by other people, it will definitely need a lot of detailing and shading and stuff like that before this is done. Uh, how old is your daughter, Melted Monster Games? Because I know a thing or two about picking up my daughter. Well, my kids both. I have a son and a daughter, so uh, on the days that I'm home, that's also my duty to pick them up, basically. And I don't mind because I like that duty very much. But figuring out how to use these reference drawings has been a godsend. Because without that, I think I would take much longer to draw this building. I was pretty good at the dimensions. I had them already more or less done from a photo, but building drawing helps a lot. Piano lessons, cool. Ah, you're waiting in the car. That's the part of the parent that you have to do. Also, my daughter is in ballet, so every week I have to bring her to ballet. I also have to bring her to swimming lessons, and this weeks it's twice in a week because she had some makeup lessons because she basically missed some because of vacations. But it's always fun to see her go. She sometimes she gets a little bit nervous about the swimming lessons. I don't know exactly why, but it just happens. And then other times it's completely fine and she's happy and she just wants to go. I still haven't figured out what the reason is behind that, but it will come one day. But that's the greatest part about being a parent, um, having them progress and learning new things. And I think that's one of the coolest things you get to do, to experience that with them. And every time I tell people that this game that I'm making is because of her, they are really excited to hear about that. So that makes me also think that I'm doing the correct thing, making this about her. My main protagonist. I love her to pieces. She's absolutely amazing. Sometimes people say you're not supposed to have favorites. I don't know if I really have a favorite, but I must admit my daughter and me are like two hens on the same belly. We are uh, we are very close. My son is getting there, but he's younger, so the first years of any kid is really basically everything is mama, because mama gives milk, mama gave milk, mama was always there basically, and then suddenly papa becomes important and comes into play. But the first year, first 2 years even, I would say I was not important to my boy. Same with my daughter, by the way. I really was confused at times, and I was like, I don't know what to do. They don't want me. I cannot do anything except for help mom. I get the bottles ready, the diapers ready, whatever. But yeah, I cannot do anything myself because they don't want me to do that, and that is such a weird feeling because yeah, there really isn't anything at you that you can do. Yeah, that's the sprite in the bottom right. That's my daughter. That's the main character. At the moment, what I have of her is her idle animation and a run animation. Still looking into making a jump animation for her, which is not going to be that easy with her dress. She can see it moves a little bit in the idle animation, but and I also want to make her hair maybe a little bit more dynamic and her arms move a bit more because it's a little stiff now, maybe. But when she runs, it looks pretty okay. I'm pretty happy with that. The jump animation is harder because that's when everything starts to move. And maybe I will also most likely revise a little bit the run animation later to make also that a little bit more dynamic, make the dress move more. Uh, but yeah, that's all future. Uh, and there's people who would say that I might be better off focusing first on making her animations all done, and maybe they're right. Probably they are, because everybody probably did this a million times more than I did. But for me, it's now important to get my initial level that is set in Amsterdam ready so I can start to make a demo out of it. And of course, the animations of my character are just as important, but also the area is going to be important, especially, for example, the drawbridge that I made for the game. It's um, it's a key element in the initial level because that's where the player starts to learn how to jump and maybe double jump. I haven't figured out yet if it's going to be just jumping or double jump. But in the story, my daughter doesn't listen. A kid of 4.5 or 5 years old never really does listen to Papa when they say to stay close. So she runs out a little bit too far, and then when she goes too far, a drawbridge starts to open in front of her. One of those old-fashioned Amsterdam drawbridges. I can show you right here. That's this one. So she will get to this drawbridge. The drawbridge starts to open up, and I tell her to wait because, of course, I cannot follow because my son is with me and he's 2 years old, and I cannot leave him behind. But stubborn as she is, she keeps going forward, and then she gets to the bridge and jumps over while it's opening. So I can obviously not follow. And a little bit after that, the goddess Gaia herself opens up a portal that I still need to draw. Um, and my daughter is curious as hell, so she steps through and ends up in the world of Greek mythology. And in that world of Greek mythology, I've already kind of cooked up 10 levels that I want to make. But first, I want to have a demo out, and that demo should start with just this Amsterdam level. The levels that you will see in the Greek mythology, they also are a lot about pollution and what basically our world leaders are doing to the world. Because the gods there are like a metaphor for the world leaders like Putin and formerly Trump and things like that. So they're messing up the world. Um, but the first rule in mythology of Greek mythology is that I'm not in Amsterdam, but I live in the Netherlands. But the village that I live in, nobody would ever be able to recognize except if you live here, because we have like 900 inhabitants. There's nobody living here basically. So I chose Amsterdam as the first level because it's much more recognizable Netherlands. So hopefully people will actually recognize that it's Amsterdam based on what I put into it. Um, yeah, and those levels in the Greek mythology, the rules are basically for any god. They're not allowed to fight each other. So Goddess Gaia sees that the other gods are making a mess of the world, but she's not allowed to do anything herself. So she needs help. So she pulls in my daughter from the world, from the Netherlands, to help her fix the world and restore balance between the gods and the world of the yeah us humans basically. So every time she beats one of the gods in one of the levels, which will all the levels will all be modeled after the god that is the main god in there. So, for example, if you have Dionysus, I don't know how good you are in Greek mythology, you will see more like wine, parties, stuff like that, but with a little thing that is not quite right. That's the idea, at least. Still have to draw everything so I can say that I want it like that, but I still don't have it. Um, and every time she beats one of those gods, that part of the world gets restored to its former glory. And I'm thinking of creating like a cutscene that you see something clean up, basically. And so that's basically what I have in mind, and now I still need to execute a lot of it. So yeah, I hope that people will really like my idea. If my first level pans out and I get a successful Kickstarter going, then I think I can afford to actually hire some people to do the pixel art for me. Because I'm basically a programmer who's just started to learn to do this. I definitely am not yet an artist. I'm nowhere near that yet. Um, I hope to be there one day, but for now I'm not, and I will need voice actors. I will need music, stuff like that. So yeah, there's a lot that will come out of that. Hopefully, with some more funding that can actually be sped up a little bit. Because if I do it myself, it will just take well 20 years maybe. I don't even know if I can do it in that amount of time because my plans I think are pretty wild, which is fine. I mean, if you don't have wild plans, what are your plans, right? You need to do something a little daring, and maybe I can't, but I always grew up with Pippi Longstockings. I don't know if you know her, but I've never done this before, so I think I could do it. So yeah, everything I haven't done before, I'm sure I could do it. I know I can do it. Will take time, but I can do it. So I've created the outlines now of the buildings that are more behind it, but I still see some that are here that are at the moment not filled in. But before I do that, I need to go, I think, to the building basics layer and finish these lines off so they actually go until the end. That's what I'm gonna do now, so it doesn't look like a gap here. The other ones are in the background, so the fact that I don't see them, that is fine. So, because that's also a pretty easy fix. There's one on the other side as well. There's also a gap there. And this is what I usually didn't do well. I would go to a G and then info, go back, and then forgot that I was in filling up, and then just fill up my entire canvas. Not good. Shouldn't do that ever, but it happened to me a lot of times in the beginning of my streaming. So, yeah, bye, Captain Coder. I hope you had a good stream. It was lovely to have you here as always. You're always welcome to come back, and I hope you have a great day. You're probably teaching again, right? Have fun today. See you on another one. So, that was basically filling up what I already had to do. Forgot that one of the other times, so just did it now. So now I'm gonna add the rest of the buildings that I haven't done yet. Oh, and before I do that, this needs to become a double line as well. The ones who follow my stream, I'm pretty much a fan of double lines. Oh, you found me originally in full-time game dev? Cool. I'm funny thing about full-time game dev, I am still to complete the course of Thomas, which I think really is adding a lot of value. That course, that course is amazing. If you don't know it yet and you have the money for it, I really, really recommend you take that course. I think that is, yeah, that is one of the highest value courses I could find. Basically, that course does it all. It tells you how to design your game, tells you how to build your game, tells you how to market your game from Steam page and everything. Um, and if you did take his full-time game dev course, usually you get another art course with it for free and some other thing. But marketing is absolutely crucial. That's the stuff that you don't get in any of the other courses that you can take. And yes, it's an expensive course. I really suffered the consequences of taking it, but I can't recommend it enough. Hey, Crunchy Sunflower, thank you for joining. That is so nice. Glad to see you here. I hope you're gonna like the stream. I'm doing my best to be as entertaining as possible, although I'm not some other people. There's one that just left here, Captain Coder. He's singing to everyone who comes into the stream and follows him and everything. I better not do that because I would scare all of you guys away, and I really don't want that. I really am too happy that you guys are following me and want to be here to just basically follow my trajectory because it's quite a it's quite a thing. um, for you, Crunchy Sunflower, because you're here new at the right corner of my stream, you can see my idle animation of my main protagonist, my daughter Gaia. I'm working on a game about her, basically, about the origin of her name, because her name was chosen from Greek mythology. As far as you maybe know, Greek mythology, Gaia is the goddess that created basically all gods that we know in Greek mythology. She's the mother of the gods, but also Mother Earth. And because, of course, that her name is Mother Earth, Uh, I figured that my game should also have something to do with Earth pollutions and making the world, a better place. So my story will be at first level set in Amsterdam because we live in the Netherlands, and from that, the goddess Gaia will just throw up a portal through which my daughter, interested in that kind of stuff as she is, steps through and ends up in the world of Greek mythology, where she will just get to see different gods that make a mess of the world. And Goddess Gaia herself cannot do anything about that, so she needs somebody from the outside to help her do it. That's very quick in a nutshell what my game will be about. Um, I've thought of 10 levels that I want to make in Greek mythology, that is. The first level is just basically an introductory level where people will learn the basics of the game so they can jump and do stuff like that. And yeah, after that, we'll go to Greek mythology, and I will have a lot of stuff that I need to create for that. But I really am looking forward to doing it. So, yeah, daunting as it is, I like it already. So if I like it, I can make it. It's basically how I feel about it. I think people can always make whatever they like. So this line doesn't want to be straight, right? Some of those lines have a mind of their own. And don't worry, Crunchy Sunflower, I will definitely just be me. I don't know how to be anyone else. Let's see how this looks. This looks pretty okay. Am I happy with that? Sort of. Not 100% yet, but we said it before, the devil's in the details, so might be that I change this later. Let's see. Let's go from here. No, that's way too much. Although, maybe it works. Let's try it. Again, I don't think in the end people will be able to see those details anyway. So if I think it works, it probably works. There's a bigger one. And I'm kind of wondering what's on top of that building. Must be like a statue. Can't really see. Even a drawing of the building is not detailed enough. Oh well. It's kind of funny that those colors are the same. Didn't intend for that to be, but it is. Yeah, I like a gargoyle or something like that, but I'm not sure if I can get those kind of details in here. And I don't feel bad that I might not be able to. It's okay, but I better be at least putting something there. Some might have like a cross or something like that. this, I don't know what that's gonna be. I'll try to make something nice out of it. I'm gonna be stubborn. I need it to be 2 here, and I need it to be 2. No, that doesn't look nice. That looks better. Pretty okay-ish. Yeah, it probably will not be because it's gonna be um, in a part of the level that I will probably zoom out the camera, so it's more. It will be in the entire frame, of course, but since this is big, it will just go small in the background because I don't really want her to be like straight on the doorstep of the Rijksmuseum. That's a bit too much. But so probably you will see it, but like in this kind of size or something like that. I do not know yet. That is something that I will have to see. The details that I had in this building are insane. I know, and some say probably you will not need it. I don't care if I need it. It better be in there because if I do need it, I have it. That's probably the reason why my pixel art takes a lot of time. And I'm also, and that kind of could be in the way for me as well. I'm a perfectionist. If it's not perfect that I'm what I'm making, then I don't like it. Can be quite in the way, I can tell you. Yeah, it matters to me for sure. Definitely does. Uh, so yeah, I've now done this outline already, and I think I'm pretty okay with that. There's gonna be arches and everything, but will I do them now or will I do them later? Yeah, you think yeah things all the time that no one will care about. Well, thank you for being impressed. You don't have to be impressed. I'm just doing what I can with the little thing that I know. Um, uh, by the way, this will be probably obscured by the details in the front, or you will see it, but in the back, because now it looks like this is in front of this, but it's not. That's basically only my reference layer. So this is what you will see, and the building other layers like building basics or windows or arches or details, and this part will be details that will be in front of this layer, so you will be able to see that in front of the tower. So part of it will be obscured by the rest. So just I want it to be there basically before I draw in the details. So then if it's I'm not sure if I'm gonna go parallax this part, but I'm gonna try. Um, that's at least why I put it on different layers also, so I can make a little bit of an effort to shift around with that. But parallaxing will basically be more like sky, trees, and stuff like that. And maybe there's stuff that's gonna move in front of the Rijksmuseum because um, yeah, you're probably not familiar with the. And my camera stopped again. Damn it! Why does it do that? I have a camera that's my phone basically, and for some reason sometimes it wants to stop working. I don't want it to do that, but it wants to do it though. So it will come back now. There you go. So now you see me again. I'm not sure if that's a bonus, but you get me anyway. It's only that I notice after a while. It's a bit weird. It was on and then suddenly goes goes away. Yeah, it's supposed to that you can still hear because the microphone is coming directly from my headset. It's my camera is my phone. I have one from my laptop, but if I put that, I will be looking at you from right there, which makes no sense. So, because I'm looking at this screen to do all this stuff, so prefer to have it where it's supposed to be. Um, I guess if I'm talking about the behind buildings, not 100% sure if this is behind it or part of this. Maybe I should turn off my building basics to see that. That's part of it. It's part of the same tower. It is, however, a little bit more to the back, so I don't know about you guys. What would you say? Would you draw this in the background building so it has also the same color as the tower as this one? Or would you say, no, Max, you're just talking out of your ass. This is the same color as this one because this is part of this building? Because I'm not sure at this moment. It is definitely a nice detail. And think, I think it needs to be a little bit more to the back though. I think it needs to be grayish. It's part of that building, yes, for sure. But it's on the side of it and it would catch more shadow. These kind of choices can really keep me occupied for a long time, I can tell you. Yeah, probably I will do the darker color, so but then on the layer that is meant for the building basics, because it belongs to this building. It's just darker. And I think I will try to use that or figure out how to use that mirroring tool. Because I know you can mirror stuff, I just don't know how. Because this part of the tower should be the same as the other side of the tower, and I can of course copy paste it and turn it around. But if I don't have to, how do you do that? I see people do it all the time, and I have no clue where you can do that. Options? No. There's palette options. Yeah, that's a sprite, and yeah, I follow a lot of people who do it. I should pay more attention when they do because I have not figured out how to just draw and draw on two sides or something like. I see them draw and it draws there and there, but in mirror, and I don't know how. That's okay. Yeah, you don't have to help me. I don't have to figure everything out during the stream anyway. My nose is starting to act up a little bit, so I'm sorry if I sound a little nasal. That's not intended, but it is what it is. And I'm gonna use the right one as my reference basically because I like it better than the left one. It's a little bit more detailed. So just gonna draw my lines from here. This is a nice reference line, so let's use that too. This will have a shadow underneath it most likely. I will say that this one is the one that goes here, and then that one goes next to it there. Yeah, I should search that, but ice sprite mirror drawing cannot be hard, I would say, but you don't want to have like videos to do that. Just where can I find the symmetry tool? Good question. Where can I find that damn thing? Website don't work. I'm sure it has a mirroring tool, so yes, it does. View symmetry options. Aha. Righty ho. Okay, I found it. So that should have view symmetry options. But then horizontal symmetry. So, but where does it go? Enjoy your lunch, crazy, crazy, crunchy sunflower. Sorry, that was not intended to say that you're crazy, but yeah, it's. I'm trying to be as cozy as possible. I hope it works. I wonder where I'm gonna draw if I draw here now. I don't see any symmetry options. Maybe I should zoom out. Ah, okay. I think my canvas is. It might just be a bit big for doing symmetry options here. What do you guys think? I don't think that works. Because if I want to do it on this side of a tower and then on the other side as well, it doesn't just work that way. I don't think I'm going to get away with that. Not yet. And I think Crunchy Sunflower is going to completely unfollow me after calling her crazy by accident. I'm really, really sorry. That was not intended. Sorry, sorry, sorry. Sorry, please forgive me. I really didn't mean that. Although, you probably have to be crazy to follow me, maybe. I don't know. It's but that's personal choice, so I cannot call you crazy for doing something that you want to do. Not there, there. But I'm happy you like the cozy vibe, crunchy sunflower. It's the hardest thing of streaming, getting the names right. If you do one mistake, you can mess up your entire stream, really, like I just did. No one who is in here is crazy, so really, yeah, yeah. Somehow, if some things are in your head and then you just say it without thinking about it, it's not smart, but it happens. And I guess I'm just an ordinary guy who makes mistakes. Let me see. I need to count pixels here. 17. That's an odd number for me. Getting to the same line is also not easy. I don't know if that's the correct line. Looks like. You know what I miss right now? I miss right now the line that you can do in Photoshop to make sure that you're on the correct one. Thank you for coming in, Melted Monster Games. And no, it's not a good idea to drive and watch at the same time, especially not with your kid in there. I mean, she has a hopefully long life ahead of her. So thank you for being here, and I hope to catch you on the next one. It was very nice to have you around. Thank you. I'm gonna make it a little easier on myself, but this is not correct. Should be. Let me count. It's what I do: 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it goes. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 17. There we go. That's the line I want. I must admit, it really makes me very happy to see that we got a lot of people coming today that wanted to watch me go. It's really nice. I sometimes get a little bit insecure about myself and what I do. I had that really a lot recently, to be honest. Insecurities are not nice, but I guess everybody has them every now and then. The last, I think, 4 or 5 days in a row, I felt really like, am I good enough? Can I actually do this? Do people even want to see me go do this? That kind of feeling, which you don't want to have, but it happens. I mean, I felt like there's tons of people who can do this much better than me. Why would they want to watch me? Those kind of feelings. Totally not nice, not needed, but you have them anyway. I really, really wish there was a ruler that I could just draw. In Photoshop, for example, if I would do this, I would just pull a line there down here so I can know exactly, okay, I have to start here, but I cannot do that here. And since it doesn't have to be completely symmetrical, I cannot say it's here because I don't know. Um, and I know I have a grid, and the grid I'm already in, but there's no pixel grid. Is that maybe it? Well, that helps at least. Still not exactly what I want because it's too hard to make sure that you're in the same height. But I will leave it on for now because I think it does help me a little. Because if I now zoom out, I can count again easier where I need to be from this blue line on. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 3, and then the fourth, 24. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So this line. That's where it's supposed to be. And now I need to count how many pixels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. At least that's a nice double amount. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Right. So that was not entirely symmetrical, and I want symmetrical. It's getting a little harder. Guess I'm getting tired because usually I don't have much trouble doing it, but When you get tired, these things get harder. 666. Okay. My memory doesn't work when I'm tired. Anyway, this is gonna be how it's gonna go. Because I should probably do just the lines again like I did before, but I'm not secure that it will work that way. So we have now 4, then a 1, then 4, then 6, 6, 6, and a 4. Okay. So like this, then a 1, and I'm already forgetting how that was. 4, 1, and then, yeah, okay, other side. Now a 6, and another 6, and another 6, and a 4. That looks like it should be okay. Okay, so since I said I wanted to do this in symmetry, I will do this in symmetry. So basically, how many are there here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Or basically, I could probably just move it now. Or not. Yeah, so until here. Does that look okay with the other one? Yes, it does. Then under that line, 2 pixels. And we need to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the 6th one. And that should be perfectly symmetrical. But the only thing that we don't have on that yet is those very, very tiny details. Well, that's okay. Those are not important yet. Yet, mind you, yet. They will be important later. So, what I do find is important is that there's a little building here still. It might not seem like much to you. Didn't at first to me either, and now I see a small gap in my building, which is even more important, because that shouldn't be there. I think I'm just gonna, in this case, follow the drawing and see what that looks like. I think that looks pretty much okay. Or should I just leave that one out and do only the top one? If there's still anyone watching that can comment on that, what do you think? Should I leave that one out or should I put that one in? Because in the building drawing, it's basically it's there on both sides, but it's tiny. It's those little towers that you see here. These ones and here. So this will be in the front. So I think it should also be in the side. To be totally honest, I think it should be. So I will, but then I will symmetrically create it again on the other side. With a little luck, I could even have it in view. Yes, I can. 3, 4, 5, 6. Preview window has a habit of being in my way. 6. Huh. That roof is not entirely symmetrical, which makes my job here just as much harder than it was. Because it should end up the same place, but it doesn't. Oh, the joys of being someone who wants everything symmetrical. Okay, Max, step over it. You can do this. That was 5 pixels high. I think it's going to be quite symmetrical still. Pretty okay with that. So that's another tower done. This will basically just not have any more detailing, I guess. It's too small for that. And it will also be another color than the ones that are on the front, because the ones on the front are actually pretty visible from the front, so they should have the lighting of the ones that are in the front. And then I will go to these towers here again and try to create those as symmetrical as I can possibly make them. So that will take a little bit of effort, but without effort we're not getting anywhere, are we? It's always funny is that one side is at least easy because you don't have to really account for anything there. On the other side, then you have to really actually figure out where it goes. But this tower is tough as nails, really. What does this want from me? Jesus. Poof. That one is tough. There we go. Not totally unhappy with that, so 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. So goes to there. And it's a shame that they are not exactly the same places, but I don't care. As long as the end result is symmetrical, then we're good. Chat has gone quite quiet, right? Are you guys still there, or am I now talking to myself? It's okay, I do it all the time. You know, it's nice to talk to yourself sometimes. I don't get negative feedback from myself. Although that's not entirely true, because I think I'm my own worst critic. Like I just said, I was suffering the other days quite a lot from self doubt, not thinking I was good enough, and why would you guys even want to see blah blah blah, that kind of shit. I mean, it's a feeling, so a feeling is always yours. So nobody can say it's not justified or you shouldn't have that feeling because basically that's just you. And if you have a feeling, it's true. You're not faking it. It's just a feeling you have, right? Even have it in my day job sometimes. I think like, why would people listen to me? Why am I better than anyone else? I don't think I am, by the way. I don't think anyone is better than anyone else. You just do what you do with what you know, and that's gonna have to be good enough, right? Ooh, thinking in mirror is really messing with my brain. Especially because these don't add up. This one is more straight or the other way around than that one. So I have more room here than I have there. Oh well, gonna have to deal. So that means this one goes like there. Really trying to figure this one. Basically, sort of like that. That's, I guess, what you get when you try to do it yourself, and then your towers are not completely straight as you want it to be. But it will do. It will do. So, also means that that one stops into the air, and that is not what I'm gonna have. So, this one will go until there, and this one will go a little further. Which is all okay because it's basically in the side of the building and it will still look okay. Huh. Why do I have a feeling that my canvas just moved? Oh, I didn't mirror this, did I? Did I just draw this by a mirror? Huh, because if I did it, it's not great, but it's not terrible either. I think that kind of is like a mirror of the other one. But I wasn't expecting that to actually mirror at the moment. um, can I turn that off? Did I just wait? It would make total sense if it did, but yeah, I've been totally drawing a mirror now. How do I turn this off? Okay, maybe it is. Does that help? Yeah, that helps. Phew. I wish it was completely mirroring, but I cannot completely mirror this, so everything that I just drew in mirror is messed up. God, I have to remove all of that because it's messing up my building. It's going straight through my roof. Oh my goodness. I think this is gonna be soon where I stop for today because that is kind of annoying. Ay, 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 ay. So first I cannot figure out how to do mirror drawing, and then I do it by accident. I have to erase all of it. Was close though. I guess those mirrors are just those towers are just not completely mirrored from the center. Fortunately, at least the right side of this tower is next to the building and not on top of it. So I'm gonna just do it like this. Go a little bit faster than erasing everything by hand. There we go. That's at least this side. But the other side, that's a tough one. Some parts I can do like this part still. But the rest I don't dare. At least I can fill this in. What is this white one there? Don't even know what that did there. Anyway, that's not completely correct, but I'm gonna have to fix up my inside here. I think this is gonna be like that one. That more or less fixed my roof, I would say. They say the devil's in the details. That's true, right? So if I don't fix this, there's gonna be a mess. Almost, almost there, almost there. We got this. Yeah, I think that's it. And there, and then erase this shit. Okay, that was not such a bad fix. It's already done. But considering it's almost 10 p.m. at the moment, I think I'm pretty much gonna leave it at this for now. And gonna continue probably one of these days. I'm not sure which day. Might be that I am able to do some streaming tomorrow. That will not be a long one if I can. My wife's gonna have her Dutch lesson, and I will be alone with the kids. If they sleep in time, I might be able to keep a stream up. If not, I won't. Will be a different setting. I will not be sitting here in my attic, the beautiful place that I am. It was nice to have you again, Half Moon. I'm very happy to always have you around. So I'm gonna see if there's anyone that we can go raid. I think there is. Yes, there is. I will be sending you over to somebody else in a moment. I'm not sure if capitalized matters in the name of somebody who wants to raid, so I'll just type it in exactly as it is. And I will be sending you over to Thindall, and I hope you will enjoy his stream. So give the guy some love, and I will see you on another time, whether it be tomorrow, whether it be Wednesday or next week. Let's see. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you.